हरे कृष्ण। जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जय जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जय जय यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन। यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन। यमुना तीरावनचारी। यमुना तीरावनचारी। हरे कृष्णा ना कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा ना कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। जय प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद, जय प्रभुपाद जय प्रभु। श्रील प्रभुपाद की, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की, हरे कृष्णा महामंत्र की, गौर प्रेमानंदी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमम्, Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jaya Mudirayet Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Ruttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Hare Krishna. So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavat, 3rd canto, 11th chapter, entitled Calculation of Time from the Atom. Slok number 14. Samvatsarah parivatsara ida vatsara evacha anuvatsaraste vatsarascha sorry anuvatsaro vatsarascha viduraivam prabhashyate. Samvatsara parivatsara ida vatsara evacha anuvatsaro vatsarascha viduraivam prabhashyate. Samvatsara parivatsara ida vatsara evacha anuvatsaro vatsarascha viduraivam prabhashyate. Mataji. Word to word meaning. Samvatsarah, orbit of the sun. Parivatsarah, circumambulation of Bruhaspati. Ida Vatsarah, orbit of the stars. Eva, as they are. Cha, also. Anuvatsaro, sorry, when we break up it becomes Anuvatsaraha, orbit of the moon. Vatsaraha, one calendar year. Cha, also. Vidura, O Vidura. Evam, Thus, prabhashyate, they are told. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. There are 5 different names for the orbits of the sun, moon, stars, and luminaries in the firmament, and they each have their own samvatsara. Purport. The subject matter of physics, chemistry, mathematics, astronomy, time, and space dealt with in the above verses of Srimad Bhagavatam are certainly very interesting to the to students of the particular subject. But as far as we are concerned, we cannot explain them very thoroughly in terms of technical knowledge. The subject is summarized by the statement that above all the different branches of knowledge is the supreme control of Kal, the plenary representation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Nothing exists without him, and therefore everything, however wonderful it may appear in our meager knowledge, is but the work of magical wand of the Supreme Lord. As far as time is concerned, we beg to subjoin herewith a table of timings in terms of modern clock. So here Srila Prabhupada has given a little table which may take a minute or so for me to read. So the time begins with 8 by divided by 13,500 of a second. 8 divided by 13,000 is a very small, 1 by 13,500. So 8 by, that is called as Truti. And then 1 is called as Vedha, 8 by 135. So that becomes like 1,000 less, or 100 less, 1,000 less. So 1,000 Truti is 1 Vedha. Then 1 Lava, that is, so 3 Lava equal to 1 Vedha. I am calculating on myself, it's not mentioned here. So 8 by 45 is a Lava. We say Lava Matra Sadhusam. We close our eyes. That is called as a Lava. So that is 8 by 45 of a second. Then 1 Nimesha. Okay, that is Nimesh. Sorry, closing of eyes is Nimesh. 1 Nimesha is 8 by 15th of a second. Then 1 Akshana is 8 by 5. So that means 1 point, it is more than, 8 by 5 means it becomes more than 1 second in today's language. So that is Kshana. And 1 Kashta is 8 seconds. And then 1 Laghu is 2 minutes. It's not exactly, but Srila Prabhupada has calculated in that way, few seconds here and there. And 1 Danda is 30 minutes. His Grace Prem Gaurang Prabhu is doing PhD in this field. He spoke one class here on the subject. So I'm just speaking what is written here. 1 Prahara is 3 hours. 1 day is 12 hours, which is equal to 1 night. And 1 Paksha is 15 days. So we began on the smaller calculation of time, and Srila Prabhupada has come up till Paksha. Then there are the higher calculations of time also, Yuga and then Kalpa and like that. So that is not fully mentioned here. 2 Paksha, no, Prabhupada goes from the table to text form again. 2 Paksha comprise 1 month, and 12 months comprise 1 calendar year, or 1 full orbit of the sun. The human being is expected to live up to 100 years. That is the way of controlling measure of eternal time. The Brahma Samhita 5.52 affirms this control in this way. Yachakshuresha savita sakala grahanam raja samastam yatsuramurti rashesha tejaha yasya gaya brahmati sambruta kala chakro Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. I worship Govind, the primeval Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, under whose control even the sun, which is considered to be the eye of the Lord, rotates within the fixed orbit of eternal time. The sun is the king of all planetary systems and has unlimited potency in heat and light. Hare Krishna. Om Adnyan Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Nama Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे वांछा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुवे एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद. हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna. So before we begin, I would just like mention one or two points, not even points, few words from the purport. So there are 5 types of calculations. So basically Samvatsar is like a one round, one movement of a sun. In today's time, we know around 365 point some days. Moon is 27 point, almost 28 days. So each luminary move around, we know, we call it Jupiter, but that is called as Guru, planet in Sanskrit. And then there is Mangal, Budh, and Chandra, Som. So each has its own timings of completing one round or one movement. So it's somewhat interesting. Is Parivatsar is called as the time of Guru. So although as per the present astronomy, after the sun, means around the sun, we have Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto, Neptune. They are called different in Vedic language: Mangal, Budh, Guru, Shukra, Shani. But Pari is like the complete boundary, like Parimiti, if you know geography in Marathi or Hindi, it's called as Parimiti. It's like perimeter. So same, Pari becomes Peri. English. So basically it's some common language all over the world. So Parimiti is perimeter. So Miti, so similar actually. Perimeter. It is like the boundary. And Guru's orbit is the biggest, even as per present day calculation, scientists. Certainly there are beyond Saturn and then Uranus, Neptune, Pluto. No, there is in science also there is a discussion whether Uranus, Neptune, Pluto should be called planets or not. But that's a different thing. I'm not going into that astrology today. I just mentioned it out. And Vedic sciences are more practical than being like exactly 1 millimeter here and there. So why they concern only till Saturn? Because those are the planets which have more effect in our day-to-day existence on the earth. There can be thousands of other planets, Uranus, but they don't have much effect. So no practical point in just studying them and observing them. So Navagraha doesn't mean they are only Navagraha. There can be many more planets and existence. But they are not relevant to us. In our day-to-day life, existence, on their influence on us, they are not relevant, so no point in just studying. Like Srila Prabhupada, one told him, we study primitive people. Prabhupada said, we study advanced people. So what's better, to study primitive and become primitive, or to study advanced cultures? And so, not that these planets were not known to the sages, but there was no practical usage, so not much studied about or not much mentioned. Navagraha had practical usages, more influences in our life, in our existence. Actually, I'm diverting the topic, but I will come back. I have to keep, today's topic is about time. So I have to keep a watch on the time also, to finish in time whatever I plan to speak in time. But still I'm diverting. Is that some people, they just call all this astrology blind faith. How can moon, Bruhaspati over there, Saturn over there have effect on us here? Actually, that's just all egoistic. People, when they are egoistic and proud, they are far away from the truth. Simple. It can be even me also. It's not that only they. First, let us point towards ourselves. But the fact is, if you are egoistic and proud, then you will be prejudiced, preconditioned, and you will be far from truth. But very common sense. If those very same planets, especially now sun and moon, they can move crores and multiple crores of tons of water on the earth in the form of tides. You know tides? And even as per the science, the tides are caused by sun and moon predominantly. So they are so far off. But thousands and thousands, not thousands, I don't know, much, much more. Millions and billions of tons of water are forced to move. If you see ocean all over the world, billions of tons of water can be moved by sun and moon somewhere far off. The Vedic science says all these 9 planets have an effect on existence on the earth. And how and why is a topic of search. For those who want to search it and spend their time and don't want to accept it, it should be actually a topic of both. Intelligence needs search, but if we research the whole thing, we'll waste our time. So human life should be search combined with accepting the Vedic knowledge. You should be doing both. So like that. So anyway, come back to the time aspect. I just moved on this what's 5 types, so I drifted off. But the point is, that is a science of Navagraha. If sun and moon can move billions of liters, that means kgs of water, then certainly they can move some millimeters and some within our body, within around us, everything. So enough of astrological points and effects on us. Let us come back to time. The famous shloka in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Sri Krishna says, Kalosmi lokashaya krutam praruddho. Here also Prabhupada says, this is technical. Okay, another point which will be coming to in our discussion some other. This subject matter of physics, chemistry, mathematics, etc. is very interesting to the students of those fields. And Prabhupada said, but for us, we know Supreme Lord is in the form of Kal. So I begin with that point. So, Kal we all know is very powerful force, and it does change everything. No one can go against Kal. You can be big Hitler or whatever it may be. Now I would like to point a story or incidents of His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj. Initial days before he could meet Srila Prabhupada, one time he decided to sit in the center of the Ganges river in nearby Rishikesh to meditate. And at that time, he got many, many lessons just by observing Mother Ganga. One lesson I would like to tell over here because it is connected to the time. Is he was sitting and observed the Mother Ganga would always flowing and making so many eddies and currents and forms and designs on its surface. And all were very beautiful. The waves and ripples, everything. But what did Maharaj conclude? So beautiful appearance of this river lasts for only, I don't know, Tuti or Veda or Lava or Nimesh, but something like that. Kshana. It is formed and the very next second it dissolves to form another form, another design. So actually, that's what's happening all around us right now also. So I know some of you, Umesh is here, Prabhuji is here, Mataji. So we are here together, especially in this form of Bhagavatam class, for maybe right now for around 10 minutes or maybe little more, whatever it may be, 15 minutes. So actually, all our forms within that 15 minutes, I have changed, you have changed, you have changed. We can't see it. We don't have that fine perception with our eyes. But it has changed. Maybe some minuscule change. It has happened. See, like that same river Ganga, because Radha Maharaj was seeing from close distance, he could see the forms coming up and going out. But if same river Ganga, if we see from some rocket, we will not see those forms. We'll just see it's flowing and we'll see it's not changing. It's the same we'll see if we see from the moon or rocket. So it's our perception capacity to see. Actually, even this second, all of you are changing in your body structure, appearance. Your nails, hairs have grown by maybe millimeter or something like that. A few micrometers. If I had the vision, I could say, oh, Prabhuji ka baal bad gaya, a few micrometers. But we don't have that vision, so we can't see the change. It's good we don't have the vision. Some stability in life is required. But otherwise, just we think everyone is changing, and I could see some digestion happening in your stomach. Just think if I'm sitting here to give Bhagavatam class, और हर एक के पेट में कौन सा एसिड आ रहा है, कौन सा लिक्विड आ रहा है, it will become too difficult to speak, having seen all these things. So, whatever our body a suitable vision is given to us, but that doesn't mean every millisecond a change in happening in this whole universe, in you, in me. We don't perceive, we just perceive after a few months or a year down the line. So what does we learn from this? We learn everything is temporary. Like that song of George Harrison, all things shall pass. So because we lack this understanding, realization that everything is changing in this world every second, every millisecond, we give undue importance to things which are temporary in this world, which are everything in this world. It can be importance to our position, our beauty, our wealth, whatever it may be. When we understand, it's just temporary. It's bound to change. Now, I have been connected to this temple, a part of this temple for around 30 plus years. So many things have changed. It's good way. The attendance, I don't think so. Any of you were here in 1994 to attend the Srimad Bhagavatam class. Few maybe. Radhika Pati Prabhu and his wife, and few other devotees. Then 2000 few more. But then they have changed. Then we have. So the temple remains, Bhagavatam class remains, but largely the audience changed. Okay, some of those who were there that time, I know Gaur Kanti Prabhu is there for some time. But his appearance has changed. He doesn't look the way he used to look that time. So, and then one day with our body there is a bigger change. Tatha dehan tara praptir dhiras tatrana muhyati. So dhiras tatrana muhyati is not only for death. Krishna is not telling Arjun, the dhira people will not get bewildered by the change of the body at the time of death. That is the final change. But they will not get bewildered by the change of the body even right now, which is happening. And body means anything connected to the body. It can be your wealth, it can be your fame, it can be your position. So we see, or I see, or you all see, is many devotees and non-devotees both, they get so much agitated, disturbed by the changes that's happening in this world. It can be with respect to their beauty, with respect to their engagement, with respect to their position, with respect to the responsibility, or even with respect to the seva day to the Supreme Lord. I want to, whatever, this HOD, that president, or this pujari. is bound to change. Either because of your old age or death or physical capacity or something. It's better to accept the change, prepare for the change, and rather than the change being forced on us, better we only do the change, which nature is going to do anyway. So that's the way. And that's Varnashram, Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanprastha, Sannyas. Is what do you call it? Proactive and reactive, yeah. It's proactive changes that should happen in a human being, and they are happening in this Varnashram. So there is Brahmacharya ashram. Then rather than engaging in illicit sex, better engage in Grihastha ashram. Then rather than being driven out of home by the children and the son-in-law and daughter-in-law, better you only move out for Vanprastha. See, it's going to happen. Either you move out voluntarily or someone else will drive you out. So better move out voluntarily. And rather than dying a forceful, lamenting death, better die in the form of taking sannyas. It's a proactive management, proactive steps. So that's the change that's going to happen. So, like some people, it's a perception. Few years back, maybe 2000 something, I don't know. Big tsunami came in Indonesia. And that day 1 lakh people died, something. Little here and there. And it was a news all over the world. 1 lakh people died. That's not a big thing. Nothing. Hey, what are you saying, Prabhuji? So many people died. No, if you go by the population of the world, I'm talking of only human population. If others, it's a big, much bigger thing. Like today, it's around 700 crores or something like that, what it may be. And if you calculate the death rate, how many people die per day in this population, every day 1 or 2, 3 lakh people die. So 1 or 2 lakh people dying or 3 lakh people dying per day in the world is not a big news. Only thing that day what happened, that 1 lakh people died because of the cause of tsunami. But therefore this is called as Martelo. So many lakh people die daily. And maybe that day other causes, little less might have died. We have not observed that. Tsunami day. Or even if every day they die 3 lakh, today 4 lakh and other days quarter to 3 lakh to just cover up that extra 1 lakh. It's not a big thing actually. But because we are not understanding and accepted the very fact that this time energy is working, we get agitated, disturbed, fearful by the changes that happen in your life, in your body, in your position, in your honor, in your beauty, in your strength, in your occupation. But one change cannot happen in your life, which we don't focus on, which is the real purpose of our existence, which no one can take away from yourself. People can take away, or nature can take away your position, your beauty, your strength, your fame. Only one thing which people can't take away, nature can't take away, if we decide to, is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. You can chant even when you are, medically unconscious. You can remember God. Medically, I'm not going to that topic, how it will happen. That is a different topic. But it's possible. Just like you can, okay, sorry, I'll cut. I will continue with my presentation. So that's possible. No one can take you away from that. And we focus on our position and this and that, which is going to change by that time. We should focus on, in the present time also, how can I constantly chant holy name, which is our real wealth, pranadhana. Harinama is our pranadhan. We are focusing on the dhan and the tan, which is going to change. Pitama Bhishma has told only 2 things will happen with money. Either money will leave you or you will leave money. So when we are alive, money goes away, money left you. Or when you die, the money remains and you left the money. No third thing can happen. But out of this 2, so better live before it happens. Better accept the change welcome the change rather than the painful forced change. But this all can be done only when we are attached fully to changeless. Otherwise, it's not possible. We'll undergo that change and the pain. Only when we are attached to the changeless, which I told Hare Krishna Mahamantra or holy names of God fully, then we can easily welcome, happy, joyful with all the changes of beauty, old age, wealth, health, fame, seva, description, position. Otherwise, they'll be disturbing us. Otherwise, they'll be disturbing us. Just 1 minute. Now, this is the one point of our discussion. I will go to the next point. Yeah. When we have this simple understanding relation, then it will help us to become self-controlled. We say, oh, this is temporary thing. Why I should get attracted? Why I should get agitated? And that will lead us to success in a spiritual life. It's a very simple thing, but very difficult. So, right now, we are giving too much stress to the temporary presentations of Maya, which includes our post and positions in spiritual circles also. Because are they permanent presentation of Maya? You are in charge of what? VTA. Is it a permanent position? Right? I don't know he is, but I'm just giving him. In the lecture he has become. You are sound system in charge. I was one time. That time has taken me away. So nothing is going to remain same. But when the change happens, we get pained, for which we should not. That will happen only when we are not attached to Krishna. And we should know there is nothing else worthwhile. We are just doing it. So both relations will come together. Attachment to Krishna and detachment from things of this world. We cannot get only one. That's not possible. We can't be detached to this world without attaching to Krishna. And we can be attached to Krishna without getting detached from this world. So both are like parallel lines. Both will happen and both should happen. And they will happen together. So spiritual life, devotional life means mad after Krishna. That's all, simple. Become mad after Krishna. Narad Muni, when he went to see that Lord Krishna in Dwarka in many palaces, if you know the story, the details, few details are given in Bhagavatam. He was mad, chanting the holy names. When he entered the Dwarka, he fell down, he got up, he is singing holy name. He is not happy. He is not aware of what's the time. I am falling, I am rolling in the dust. That is madness while chanting the holy names. But somehow other within actually there is a very wonderful statement in Bhagavatam. That such madness in Krishna consciousness is actually the existence in highest reality. And what people think we are existing in reality, in our material world, is actually madness. Because we are relating with unreality. But then there is a wonder. If Narad Muni was totally mad, which is good, in Krishna Bhakti, in Dwarka there were 16,108 palaces of Krishna and many others also. But when he was so mad, so intoxicated with love of God, how could Narad Muni reach Krishna's palace? See, he is not able to stand up. He is rolling in the ground and he is reaching Krishna's palace perfectly without having any Google Maps or asking anyone for the directions few years back. We can give some example. Sorry, not a very good example, but some example. I have seen many people get intoxicated in this world by liquor. And they are so mad, they also sometimes fall and roll. But somehow they reach their home properly. I don't know how and why. They don't know anything. They can't cross the road. They can't walk, they stutter, but they reach their home properly. Some analogy, how Narad Muni also reached Krishna's palace. But something like that, sorry. Anyway, So actually, that madness is required. And that will happen only when we are peaceful. Our Krishna Bhakti can progress. So, but right now what's happening? We are actually mad from spiritual point of view. We are mad after matter. But within matter also, we are becoming more mad. And that's what is Varnashram, to not become more mad. So we have one problem, is we are thinking we are material body. And what we are doing? No, you have a material body of a particular type, particular aptitudes, particular attitudes, particular likes. I'm not only talking males and females, but within each of us. I'm not talking only of this language. And what we are doing? That is madness level 1, which we have, which we cannot change. We have to bear with it. We have our nature, our aptitude, our attitude, our likes, dislikes. But what we are doing? We are forcefully, therefore Lord Krishna says, Paradharmo bhayavaha. We are forcefully acting against what is our nature. We all want to become whatever, beautiful and rich. No, that's the role of Varnashram. Varnashram means be peacefully, joyfully engaged as per your nature. Srila Prabhupada told, I established ISKCON, now I want to establish Varnashram. That's a big topic. I don't want to go into. I will speak few points as per my understanding about it, but not go into the full topic because it's a very difficult topic. To preach Krishna consciousness all over the world, I'm not denying or making less of Prabhupada. Or I would say to preach chanting holy names is quite easy. To establish Varnashram in Kali Yuga is very difficult. Nothing is impossible, but very difficult. All of you have done preaching. I have done. Means Krishna has got it done from me, but we can say I have done. But to establish, why? There are some logical reasons for it. Why it is so difficult. But what is Varnashram? See, when we say Varnashram means you are Brahman, you are Vaishya, you are Shudra, you are Kshatriya. No. Yeah, that's a part of it. I'm not saying no. But it's much more than that. We are not just and no, we feel very bad. What it has happened? We have given, because of egoistic tendencies, we think Shudra means low. No. Shudra means he's engaged in a different way. His nature and likings are to engage, having engagements in different way, in some different field. It's not some low or something like that. So, but because Kali Yuga is so attached to ego and pride and position, we have wrongly connected the word of Shudra with an insult. No. Shudra need not be connected to the insult. It's so difficult for us today to separate two things. Shudra and insult. No. Shudra, no, as I mentioned in the past, I won't repeat that point in one Bhagavatam class. In Vedic culture, all of us are supposed to become scientists and scholars and researchers, but in different fields. In different fields. And that's what Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra denotes. Which field you want to become researcher or scientist? Then some fields are categorized. It's just like science, commerce, arts in today's language. So that's like Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, Brahman. That's which field you want to become PhD. Some fields will be called that. So you are PhD. Is PhD an insult? No, it's not an insult. But yeah, your field is a little different. So, but because of lot of ego and pride and position, what has happened? We are connected that Shudra with insult. No, it's not. You are a PhD, my dear friends, in different fields. I'm not going to that. I'll continue with that time and Varnashram. So Varnashram is the art of connecting ourselves with Krishna, all the while being engaged on the physical level, which satisfies us, which pacifies us, which gives us joy and happiness. Because if one is not satisfied, pacified, joyful and happy, he simply can't progress in Krishna consciousness. Hmm? He is not pacified, satisfied, joyful and happy. One simply can't progress in Krishna consciousness. Because we already have one agitation of getting this body which cannot be avoided. And then we are again getting agitated further by not acting as per our nature. You can get double agitation, but no chance of progress in Krishna consciousness. And sometimes that happens with devotees also. Very sorry for that. No, there are many questions. How to identify our nature? When we say how to identify our nature, we think, what do we think? Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Don't think that way. Don't give designation. How do you identify your nature? Your nature is to work in that field in which you don't feel tired physically and mentally. And you don't feel, I've been engaged in this for so long. You don't feel the passage of time. You don't call it Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Then that becomes egoistic and pride. Where you can do things for hours and days together without feeling tired physically and mentally. That is your nature. Someone will sleep, okay, that may be. But there can be many other fields also. For some it can be singing, some it can be cooking, some it can be writing, some it can be dance, some it can be studying of Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. Don't designate it as Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra yet. Just designate this is my field where I can work and hard for hours together without feeling tired mentally and physically. And I am liking that. In fact, I am happy to do it. So what we do here in Varnashram, we avoid second level of unsatisfaction. Second level of lack of joy. We already have because we have this body. Some unsatisfaction, some lack of joy is going to come because of this body. But at least let's be pacified, satisfied in that. Only when we are engaged in our activity, we can very nicely focus on progressing on Krishna consciousness. Look at Varnashram in that way. Not that you are Brahman, you are Kshatriya, you are Vaishya, you are Shudra, you are male, you are female, you are Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanprastha, Sannyas. That, let us identify that. Rather than, what will happen? I so nicely like to work with wood. That is the skill. I am so happy. I don't want to give it up. Okay, then you are carpenter. I said, I don't care, I am happy. And then carpenter comes in the branch of Shudra. I say, okay, I don't care, I am so happy. But when you say you are Shudra, you are Kshatriya, hey, what is this? You feel offended. But when you are so joyfully engaged in your activity, then you don't care if someone calls you Shudra or Brahman or Kshatriya. That's just your identity. But your satisfaction. And when we do that, see, when you are engaged in your natural activity, that time you can remember Krishna while doing your activity. Because while being engaged in that activity doesn't require extraneous effort to do it. It just comes naturally without any effort. And that time you can remember Krishna while doing your activity. So goal is remembering Krishna. But Varnashram is important to perfect remembering Krishna. So otherwise we'll remember Krishna. Krishna, why you are doing this to me? Why like this? No. Varnashram is so joyful. These things are not important. So that is Varnashram. So yes, now I'll before move ahead about establishing Varnashram today. It's very difficult. We have to, like, sometimes I have learned a bit of Sanskrit, sorry. But the way, we have to reverse the whole thing, I would say. Today, how the Sanskrit is taught? They start teaching Sanskrit grammar in 5th, 6th, they start memorizing. Ramam, sorry, I forgot. Vanam, Vane, Vanati, or Rama, Ramo, Rama. Have you learned Marathi that way? Huh? By remembering for Ram, he Ram, so Ram, that. No. How you started learning Marathi or English, or how you did it? In childhood you heard and you spoke. And you spoke faulty, but you spoke. Huh? And then after many years, after you learned speaking, then came grammar. It should come. Though the language should be learned, taught in that way. Huh? Learn the language, you just speak. You might do mistake, that's okay. Who doesn't do mistake? Who has learned learning bicycle without falling down? At least once. No one has. So we'll do mistake, but learn. And then comes grammar. So today people feel Sanskrit is a very difficult language or only scoring language because they are doing it the wrong way. First grammar, then speech. No, first start talking, then grammar. That's the way we learned most of the languages. Even English. How they teach English? They don't start teaching the grammar in the first. They start telling you with the short stories in the textbook in English. That means you have to start speaking and hearing in English. And then come grammars later on. But Sanskrit, they do exactly opposite. I don't know, maybe purposefully so that people don't take Sanskrit. They should start with small stories. The first year you receive only stories. Someone reads Sanskrit, someone speaks, someone hears, someone talks. And then third year some grammar should come in. That's the way we learn our mother tongue and we learn other languages in the school. So we have to go like that. Similarly, I feel Varnashram, we are starting in a wrong way by saying how to make who should be called Brahmanas, who should be called Kshatriyas, who should be called Vaishyas or Shudras. And in today's age, when we are so much insult and respect is attached to Brahmanas and Shudras, which neither should be happening, it's very difficult. Or Brahmacharis, Grihasthas, Vanprasthas, Sannyasis, so difficult. No. Let's start acting in Varnashram field. Yes, what we have to do, we should not have some demonic field action. Like, sorry, today it is like that, but I have to speak it out. Drilling the earth so deep to get some petroleum. These are demonic things. In a Varnashram field, which we see in the Vedic culture, let's try to act in some field of that. What is our liking? Nature. Like someone here, if they like, this small time, let's have the whole plethora, the options of engagements of the Vedic culture, not software over there. But the Vedic culture, like carpentry, smithery, studying scriptures, agriculture, and so many other things. Or trade, business, not business of demonic type. Business of things which are grown in a natural way, produced in a natural way. There can be some gold and silver also involved, but not some business which is exploiting the nature, exploiting the people. Then there are hartals and agitations in some big mega companies. Not that way. So let us learn, try to find out which field gives us the maximum satisfaction and we don't feel tired in that. And start acting. I would say let's start Varnashram by allowing people to engage, not allowing, encouraging them, supporting them to engage in any activity within that Vedic cultural lifestyle field, not outside the demonic. Today's most of the activities are demonic activities. So that change has to happen. And let people act. And when they find satisfaction, when they find joy, then they will themselves categorize. Oh, I am a Vaishya. Oh, I am a Kshatriya. You don't have to force the categorization on them and tell them you are this. Let them tell I am this. This is my field. This is my joy. This is my satisfaction. So why? What's the problem with establishing Varnashram today? First, Kalo Shudra Sambhavat. There can be some small tendencies of something like Brahman. We are. Why not? Kalo. So if when Kalo Shudra Sambhavat, how to designate someone as a Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya? Very difficult. It's very, very difficult. So what's happening? Reverse way. We think Varnashram means who will be Brahman, who will be Kshatriya, who will be Vaishya, who will be Shudra. No, Varnashram means act in a natural, eco-friendly way in any field you like. Don't wait for getting designated and then engagement. Start your engagement. Let the designation comes with that. So that is very difficult. So maybe most of us will engage in Shudra activity. So let it be that. Let it be that. Very few. So then next is this undue disregard and undue regard given to the designation. They are not designations, they are branches. But we have made them designations of Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. But they are branches, they are divisions. But undue respect and disregard are given to all these branches. This is so strong in all of us. It's so difficult to get it out. So that is another difficulty to establish Varnashram. And then third, actually, if we want to properly, then the Varnashram field of activities are not available today. Like carpentry, smithery, gold, what do you call, so many things. Everything has become big industry. So only option is to go and take job in the industry. But if someone is ready, there are no, what do you call it, simple oil, like wooden oil ghana, we call it ghana, I don't know what you call in English. There are big oil mills, industrial oil mill, MILL. So we have to revert that part. We have to find out, let's encourage. If you want to establish, if someone wants to start a oil ghana, the ISKCON should finance that. Or those who want to establish Varnashram should finance that, to set up that challenge. So by allowing people to engage in their nature within the Varnashram field should be the start. Let them engage in whatever field they like. Someone likes astrology, help him to do it. Someone likes whatever it may be, doing some worship and Vastu Shanta, encourage and help him to do it. But we should be also honest and do those activities which give us thorough satisfaction. And when we are thoroughly satisfied, when we are thoroughly satisfied, even the effects of Maya on us will be less. Not that they won't be there, but they will be less. And therefore we can progress in Krishna consciousness in a wonderful way. So we don't have right teachers, we don't have right students in today's age to have Gurukul and Varnashram. So difficult. So difficult. But we should start. And I think this is the way to start. Not learn grammar and speaking then. First learn speaking. So not first designation and departmentalize. First start acting. And then the department will choose ourselves. Anyway, the time is over. But some few minutes of here and there, I wanted to speak two things in detail, which I'll just mention because I have to follow the time. One, I wanted to speak the importance as a devotee is to follow the time. And one pastime of Lord Ram. I have to speak in detail, but may not be known some other time. But I'll just speak the essence and the message. The pastime is of Kishkinda, Hampi, when Lord Ram, Sugriv met and Lord Ram waited for 4 months of rainy season. Because after that, Sugriv had promised, or both have exchanged promise, that Sugriv will start searching for Krishna. Not Krishna, sorry, searching for Sita Maiya. But Sugriv became engaged in sense pleasure and forgot. It's a big thing. But in that, Lakshman says, one should not get so much drunk that he forgets time. It's a big story, sorry. But the message I want to tell, I won't go into any part of story because I don't have time for that. But the message I want to tell, even devotees should remember their promises and passage of time and do the things if we are given word to in time. The whole big thing, one who doesn't do is, if it's like one who has promised to donate a cow and doesn't donate it, is equal to killing 1,000 cows. So understand, not keeping our word, not doing things on time which we are expected to do. Someone who has promised someone to do something and doesn't do, Ram says it's worth, not Ram, Brahmaji says, that person should be killed. I don't know how many times we should be killed, but that's it. So we have to be careful about doing it. So I wanted to mention that point of time and keeping promises. And then last one message, which will be, anyway, that was the only 1 minute message, so I will read that 1 minute point which I want to speak. That Ramayana part I had deleted. So actually, part of that Varnashram is free from anxiety, double anxiety. One anxiety is there, we have body, we cannot remove that. Double anxiety is, sometimes we want to do many good things, but out of shame or laziness, we procrastinate. We want to say sorry to someone, and we say sorry to him after he dies. Better say it today, he will understand that we wanted to say sorry. Better open the communication, talk it out, say sorry. We want to forgive someone, but he is not asking forgiveness, and that remains in our heart. Forgive him, open the talk. Don't procrastinate. If you want to forgive someone, if you want to ask for forgiveness, if all of us glorify after someone die, have that meeting. That's good, we can do it. But let's glorify today. He will understand we are appreciating him. So many good things we can do, but we don't do it on time and we do only after someone dies. No, better change it. Do it today. Hare Krishna. I should be on time. Otherwise, I should be in my Samvatsar of Srimad Bhagavatam, 1 hour time. The 6th Samvatsar, Ida Samvatsar, this Samvatsar, Anu Samvatsar, and then we can call Srimad Bhagavatam Chowpatty class Samvatsar, 1 hour. So I end here. If anyone has questions, we can take personally. Srila Prabhupada ki, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki.